Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
So what one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Oh, TGIM. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Looks like we've managed to make it to another one. At least so far.
We doed it.
We done doed it. We are missing a Zachary Zabala this morning. Who will be working nights this week. So is catching up on sleep. I don't expect him to pop in, though he said he might. I wouldn't hold your breath.
Indeed. I'm back a bit from the mic because, again, I'm in catted here. So am I okay for now?
Oh, yeah, I think you'll be fine. I can boost it a little bit if I need to still.
You don't have to, though, because I don't want you to. I can move.
Nah, it's good.
I don't want you to have to mess with settings. Yeah, it's okay. You ain't crazy. Yes, crazy. Yes, crazy. You're in the way, but it's okay. Oh, goodness. Good. Well, hello to whoever's not out. I mean, whoever I'm not seeing, I guess. And, whoever's not out there, too. Hello to you.
Hello to you. Hello to everybody not listening right now. All 7 billion of you. Yeah, but it seems like it was a bit of an eventful weekend.
I gathered as much because Shell came home Saturday and said that something happened. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm not really sure.
I think
how that worked.
Probably you could just go ahead and call it World War III. We're just early stages.
Well, I mean, it's been early stages for some time now, what I kind of thought already. Again, the people sitting there in 42 and 21 and whatever other years there were, 18, 12, I'm sure we're not going, okay, today it started. Oh, no, today is the day. I'm sure there was the declaration that went out, but they all knew it was happening.
No ribbon cutting ceremony at the cannons.
Right. Golden shovel at the first grade.
Today marks
too soon.
Day 1 of World War I.
All right, I've been decatted. Let me actually open the old Google Smoocher and get her smooching. Oh, wow. I have 183 tabs open already going in. That's what happens on Sundays when I do my little live lessons. There's paperwork. Well, if I printed it up, it would be paperwork, but then there's links to jam tracks. Yeah, I only have 3 tabs open. Why is this one open? Oh, I see. From the movie. Did I talk about I talked about the movie Monday, didn't I? Or not Monday, Friday. I talked about it.
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to close that tab down. I thought that I had. That's why I probably have that open, I guess. Anyway. Sorry. Now I have my tabs closed. I am now Googling up. So exactly what's going on so I don't miss out, because I miss out a lot these days.
Well, Israel jerked the chain, jerked the leash. Apparently we weren't acting quickly enough.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
Bibi Netanyahu, so we decided to go ahead and invade Iran. So we just started dropping bombs on them. So it's fine. I haven't checked yet, but I saw yesterday that they were probably going to close the Strait of Hormuz. So I don't know. If you don't have any fuel in your car, I suggest you go out and fill her up first chance you get, because they closed the strait, and it's going to send oil prices wonky. Although it may not have a huge effect here. Not much of our oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz. So hopefully it won't affect us much, but I suspect it's happening soon. But, yeah, apparently we've killed the supreme leader of Iran, which I think is number 2. I can't keep track, because it's a theocracy, so I don't know if it's the Shah of Iran who is the actual leader, or if it's the guy with the title who says, I am supreme leader. Either way, he's dead.
So it's not the guy with the biggest turban. I thought that's how they worked it out.
What do you want? Everybody just standing around whipping their turbans out? Measuring turbans? Having a turban measuring contest?
Throw that turban up on the table, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Just roll it out right there. Yeah, I've not really been keeping up with it, though. It's, adrenal fatigue. I think I saw somebody was talking about it was Glenn Beck, as he went on for 10 years fretting and hemming and hawing over the world events until he basically said he poisoned himself with adrenal fatigue. And I can absolutely appreciate that, especially dealing in some of the circles in which we run. Spiritorially speaking, adrenal fatigue is probably pretty common. And I think that's probably one of the great benefits of being aware of this show, is that chance to decompress from your adrenal fatigue, where we can still sort of address the situation, but maybe do it in a little bit more of a lighthearted way, in a way that hopefully isn't quite as serious, and maybe give you a better way to look at things. Hopefully. But, like I said, I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention to it just for that reason, because I could feel myself getting wound up a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't ride that horse. It looks like, according to Trump, I'm sorry, my goodness, I'm trying to read ahead. Sorry, Mike D. What's up, Mike? Trump is being blackmailed into destroying America.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's the Jeffrey Epstein playbook. Maybe it's not Epstein stuff, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I'm sure that's how they want it to look. I'm sure that's part of their stage direction or whatever. But, to me, it's all just more of the same group of people doing the same group of bullshit over and over and over, ad nauseum, ad infinitum, ad nausea to the extreme. Hey, baby, are you back already? It's going to be a very catty kind of morning. I apologize in advance for all the times I get muted, mid-sentence, and probably disconnected. No, she's back down. Okay, well, I guess she said, fuck me. Sorry, now let us catch back up in chat. I was trying. I think I got everybody.
Me too, Mike. That was that's what hit me first. Was I'm just so fucking sick and tired of going to war. Not like I'm going to war, but like I'm so sick of the country going to war that war has to be this constant presence, this ever looming presence that affects every decision one way or the other that we make around here. It's just so frustrating. Yeah, Ian, I think Israel probably is its own Epstein Island. They just pull kids from the West Bank. And I remember seeing that shit 15 years ago, videos of Israeli soldiers just snatching kids out of mother's arms right off the street, throwing them in the truck and driving off. Sorry, you're with us now. Those poor Palestinians launching a $5,000 rocket into Israel so that Israel has to spend $3 million to block it. Right, sure, maybe they lob missiles, but it's not like, A, they're very effective, and B, it's just they don't expect them to hit. They're not launching them to get hit, to land and make contact. They're launching them to get intercepted in the air. Because those mid-air interceptions cost a hell of a lot more to Israel than it does to Palestine. So lobbing missiles is really just a economic strategy. I don't know. I'm just about done with this. A lot of worst case scenarios that run through my mind. None of them good. Go ahead, Walter.
Sorry, I needed to sip. So it's like it's going to fix the economy, though, right? And that's how that works. What this country needs a good war, right? That's what you always hear.
I mean, historically, it's not necessarily untrue.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing.
I think Connie has a good point. Connie, what's up? If apparently asking every politician if Khomeini has been removed, then why are we still at war? Isn't that the whole point of war? To take the king out of the chessboard, or the queen, or the royal guard, or whatever they're called.
Ideally. But I guess if they still won't give up, if the IRGC, if the guard isn't going to be willing to surrender, and they say, well, we're going to strike fear into the heart of America because you killed our supreme leader. Seemed a little premature to go ahead and just stop. If they're not going to just stop. So if they're going to continue on, it's better to just you yourself continue on until they give up. You'll take fewer hits that way. And this just really messed me up. Apparently, Robert Carradine's death was ruled a suicide. Wasn't a huge fan of Robert Carradine. I was more of a fan of his father, but still, never like to see that.
So all these years later, distracting us with that. Why?
Well, Robert Carradine just died.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah.
I got to figure out which one he is. Hang on.
He was in a Nickelodeon show as a dad.
Yeah. I mean, you'd recognize who I think it is. I know him. Hang on.
Always look like he's got veneers on.
I guess. I mean, I know his face I've seen that dude somewhere before, but I'm looking at the list of movies that he's been in. And, yeah, not so much for me. Apparently he was in that area where I didn't exist.
What is this? Scientists suspect missing magnetic pole flips.
Yeah, I'm looking again through the list to make sure I'm not crazy. I may have seen him in Django and went, oh, okay. Oh, he was in Orca from 77. I did see Orca in the theater because, everybody went and thought, oh, this will be good as Jaws. And then we left and went, oh, fuck, that wasn't even close to as good as Jaws. That's about all I would have possibly seen him in that I can see on this list. Just not my area.
Lizzie McGuire. He was the dad in Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, not for me. But I recognize his face. Oh, I may have seen him in Tommy Knockers, that bad movie. A lot of movies he was in were definitely on the B side of things, I guess you could say. Well, definitely started hearing that. I thought we were hearkening back to David, apparently, is the one I thought you were talking about.
Nah, he's the one I actually miss.
Yeah. And the dad. I did enjoy the dad quite a bit. I've seen a lot of his movies growing up as well, including Howling. What? Shout out werewolf people. Anyway, or I guess I should go, oh, werewolf people.
You definitely should. So this is a little confusing.
All right, she's grooming, so I'm going to turn the camera off. I didn't know she'd gone full on.
Like, flash everybody.
Yeah. Like, dude, she's in it. Like, she's deep. She is deep in it right now.
So apparently a new study led by Japan's National Institute of Polar Research. They've identified 4 time periods in the past 160 million years where Earth's magnetic pole reversal record, the record, may be incomplete. 4 times in 160 million years where the record's incomplete. Like the first 160 million years and then the 200 years after that. Like, I don't know. Using advanced statistical modeling, researchers found dips in reversal frequency that could indicate short-lived flips were missed in seafloor data. And filling these gaps could reshape our understanding of the geodynamo and the planet's magnetic shield.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's like dark matter. Well, we don't see them, so we know they must be there.
Like it.
That's actually not too bad when it comes to scientific data.
Heck no, in 160 million years, they've only got 4 incomplete.
4?
4?
Sorry, it's a corn thing. If you're not there, I'm sorry. What's up, Andrew B?
Hello, hello.
Howdy ho.
How you doing, Andrew?
I am doing wonderful. I'm very tired, so I'm not going to stick around for too long. But yeah, I just figured I'd drop in. I haven't been here in, I don't know, a week or two, whatever it is.
Coolly.
Yeah.
We're here, chilling.
100, how many years was it?
160 million.
Yeah.
And apparently, through that entire time of record keeping, in the last 160 million years, there's only 4 spots.
Right.
Yeah, when I got really irritated with the whole evolution thing is when I was looking up the research in regards to radiometric dating, carbon dating, argon dating, and all that kind of stuff. And they would do the same test on the same species, like a dead sea lion or something like that. Like on different parts of the skin, it varied from, oh, it's 10,000 years old to something like, oh, it's 250,000 years old.
Right.
The same part of this fucking skin. And no, it's okay. Don't worry about that one. We're just going to have to move on and believe that we can date rock. Hey, don't trust you fuckers anymore.
I dated a girl that was dumb as a rock once. Does that count?
Oh, well, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a really bad thing. I've done that before as well. I have some bad news for everyone. Sorry, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
NASA's Artemis 3 astronauts won't land on the moon after all.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, but...
Were they ever gonna? I thought Artemis was just supposed to fly around it.
Circle it,
according to space.com, as I always call.
That's a cool story.
The new Comedy Central.
Right.
So it says, NASA's plan to return humans to the moon has changed as engineers work to fix issues with Artemis 2 missions. Space Launch System rocket. NASA officials are re-examining what flights will follow and are shaking up plans for which of those will actually land astronauts on the moon. Never. In short, Artemis 3 is changing from a crewed mission to the lunar surface to an Earth orbit rendezvous of NASA's Orion spacecraft with one or more of the program's moonlanders in 2027. Oh, so they just push it back by, a year and a half or something like that.
Oh, Andrew, shit. Look, I just read this. It looks like I'm not going to be going to the sun. I just wanted to let everybody know that despite my plans previously to go to the sun, I've decided I'm not going to do it.
I was really looking forward to all the selfies you were going to take.
I know, I get it, but I just can't do it. Just turns out I've lost the technology.
Was it an O-ring? It was an O-ring, wasn't it?
It's like, one little thing. What's horrible about this is if I say, hey, I'm going to be taking a road trip with my family and vacation and all that kind of stuff, and then let's just say that someone that is going to be coming with me has hiccups. Like, fuck it. Road trip canceled. We've been planning it for a year and a half. No, it's hiccups. Sorry.
What do you expect me to do? Drive while he has the hiccups? Fuck.
Yeah. just a bunch of other. Again, I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to go forward with it. Running for president in the next election cycle. What is that? 2028, something like that. And I'm going to run solely on the principle of just completely eliminating NASA. Hey, well, I'll give them like, a year's notice or something like that. All the employees, and there's not going to be any severance package or anything. And what's going to happen to all the money? It's going to go back into the federal budget. What's going to happen to all the facilities? Museums. That's it. So it's actually going to make money for the economy. Now, all you really, really smart people working for NASA, you have to find a new job. All 17,000 employees or whatever it is. But I'm not kidding when I say this either, because I've only voted one time. And that was during the Obama, what was it, 2008? Something like that. And who I voted for president, I just wrote, I forget who it was. It was a cartoon. It was like Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck or something like that. I just wrote it in. So if you guys want to vote for me, don't worry. I will be president for 1 week, and then I will resign. And Chris Crum will be my vice president. He'll take over, and he'll probably resign within a couple of weeks as well. And then that'll stir the fuck out of the American economy and politics. You have both people in office just resign. Yeah.
Speaker of the House.
Well, it's third in line after that. Secretary of, then it's Speaker of the House. Then it's the Secretary of State, I think, is fourth in line. I don't know.
Then it's Haig, right?
Fire everybody.
Al Haig.
Then it's Prince Andrew, I think.
No.
Oh, actually, if I was given Prince as a title, I know you're talking about the Prince Andrew of England, but if I was given the title of Prince Andrew, I'll take it. Just the title. That's cool.
Give you your honorary raspberry beret?
Yeah, something like that. It's whatever. Give me the Hope Diamond or something like that.
Drive around in a little red Corvette?
Wait, is that like a Princess Diana thing?
No, it's a song by Prince.
No, it's a Prince thing.
Okay.
Little red Corvette. You need to be a bigger Prince fan, Andrew. Jesus.
I don't know much about Prince at all.
Ah, well, that stands to reason why you should be a bigger fan.
He's a bad motherfucker.
The one thing I do know about him is when I was doing the trivia for Crum versus Lowry, I was just looking up like really difficult music questions, and I found out that Prince, I think, holds the record for the most instruments ever being able to be played. It's 27 instruments. I didn't know that was even... I mean, I can't even name more than probably 10 instruments, much less being able to play 27 of them.
Now, can he really play 27 instruments, or is it kind of like Dubé's 101 proofs?
Well, Dubé's 200 proofs, but...
Yeah, if you start really counting them, though. That's what I mean. Like, I can play a snare drum and a cymbal. Like, maybe you just play the drums.
Well, Crum plays, I asked him, he said he plays 11 instruments, like, fluently. And he said 27, he didn't believe it. He's like, what do they call it? Like, he pulled out a drumstick and a can of hummus. He's like, what, is he play the hummus? Is that what he's doing?
Right.
It was kind of a joke that he was making, but I don't know. Anyways, I just did my 31st trivia last night, and
well, congratulations.
Yeah, and what was weird about it is how many fucking trolls joined in.
Sorry.
I don't get what the prerogative for people to just join in knowing that they're going to get banned, like, very quickly. And
real quick, I'm sorry. Damn.
This is the very first trivia that I did where I allowed Globers to actually join in. And they were remarkably respectful. And unfortunately, the Globers did not win. Even they were like, what is the fucking problem with these people? Everyone was saying it. Like, trolls should just not exist. Like Thanos, just fucking snap your finger and boom, they're gone.
Yeah, but then anybody could cross the bridge.
You're just saying we should just let it go? Let the ocean take its course? Well, all right. So
Sue's real curious, Andrew.
Well,
do you ever sleep?
What is
all
sleep?
day long?
Exactly.
Right. There was one. Okay, just for the sake of clarity, Josh, you're pretty much on point, and that's what I thought I remembered as well. While being an amazing instrumentalist in every right, the original idea of Prince playing 27 instruments came from the 1978 album For You. On the credits list, Prince is playing everything on this album and doing all vocals. But when you break it down into types of instruments, it's things like multiple different keyboards, multiple different variations of electric versus acoustic versus bass guitar, different types of drumming apparatus, bongos, congos, water drums, slapsticks, wind chimes, glockenspiels, that kind of crap. So yeah, it is basically a marketing ploy to say that on that album he played all 27 instruments, including hand claps and finger snaps.
And the hummus.
Then you're there. Right. So
yeah, so it is like
now,
Eric
again,
Dubé.
that being said, he's a bad bitch and can play every instrument he does play way out of the box and blow most people away, including guitar, of which I'm a huge fan of his playing. Yeah, he didn't technically play 27 different disciplines of music or whatever. But he could do all kind of shit. Don't get me wrong.
Right. I'm no less impressed because it's only 14 fucking instruments.
Yeah, dude, just go watch that thing where he blew everybody off the stage on that guitar solo, and that's all you need to know.
Age 57, Prince. From an accidental overdose of highly potent... fentanyl. Oh.
Now, was that in parentheses? I mean, a quotation mark?
No. I just typed in, Prince cause of death. And in Minnesota, oh, shit, there's something going on.
Didn't have anything to do with him and his music rights, or him and his...
Right, same with Michael.
No.
And Sue, just for everyone that's like wondering, like, why am I even awake right now, that kind of thing. It's because I work 4 12-hour shifts, and I don't usually get home until about 11:30 at night normally, and then I'm usually up very late after that. So right now is sort of like normally my go to bed time, but sometimes I stay up a little bit later. I teach online 2 days a week, and then teach in person 2 days per week. So that's my schedule. That's how it goes.
Okay, so my daughter asked me when she came over a couple of days ago. Shell asked me last night. Now I see you guys in chat talking about it. Sorry, let me signal. This is a left turn. So apparently there's a video of Jim Carrey out there, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's not him." Blah blah blah. Please link this video to me so I can see this thing and know what everybody is on about.
Clearly not him, and I think I saw a thing this morning already, even saying, "Yeah, no, that's not Jim Carrey."
there's a lot of different ways you can prove it. Eye color is one thing, and then say, oh no, he had Botox or he had on or contact lenses. It's like you can't change how far apart your eyes are, though. There's a very distinct. You can't change that. There's no surgery in the world that. No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah, you can.
You can change how far apart your eyes are.
Guaranteed.
Sure.
In your skull.
Promise you.
Absolutely.
What?
A little muling will get you a long way.
I saw a little kid that was born disfigured. He had like one of his eyes was over on the side of his face. It was all like crooked and it was very Picasso-like. And after about 12 years, they had rearranged it into something that was much more resembled a human. Like they totally pulled that one eye from the side of his face, like almost all the way around to the front. Almost to the front where it looked almost normal.
That's so weird you said that in that way. Something that more resembles a human. What the fuck, Josh?
I'm still waiting for that Jim Carrey video in chat.
Okay, well, it's not like sloth,
Just
you know.
send it to me.
Hey, you guys!
Well, I mean, that's the way the boy started out.
Okay, but for Jim Carrey, in that whole thing, the eyes are different colors. There's no scar lines. There's the voice doesn't match. The height doesn't match, and his mannerisms and everything. It's not Jim Carrey.
Was the claim even ever made? Did anybody even ever, except for the fucking internet?
Show me this video.
Did people ever say, "Hey, that's Jim Carrey," or did the guy say, "Hey, look, I'm the real Jim Carrey. I'm Jim Carrey, and this is me"? Because I don't think any of that. I think people saw it and thought, that looks sort of like Jim Carrey, which means that must not really be Jim Carrey, which means Jim Carrey must be trying to pretend to be somebody else and he's been cloned.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't
go to Vegas and see him. Watch the fucking truthers flip the fuck out because of all the Elvises they see. Like they will not fucking be able to handle it. They will lose their fucking minds. There's Elvis. He's dead. There's Elvis. Wait, he's dead. How can he be in two places at once and be dead? They will not know how to fucking take it. But it looks almost just like him. That one doesn't even look like Elvis, so he must have had plastic surgery. Because he doesn't look like Elvis, that's how we know it's Elvis.
I think a lot of people, Jim Carrey has been out and about very publicly, well, at least in some cases, going on these different talk show things and talking about Illuminati and how he doesn't really like getting into politics and being in the spotlight of Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he's just basically trying to plan an exit. I don't know. I mean, if I had that kind of money and I wanted to do the whole Michael Jackson thing.
If you were an impersonator and you could impersonate celebrities and you managed to make it up on stage by impersonating Jim Carrey, seemed like it'd be a pretty decent thing to do if you want to try to blow up on the internet or try to expand your career. You pull off some big publicity stunt.
The first thing that happens when these kind of things come out is people say, well, why would he do that? That's the wrong way to start. It's
too vague. Why would who do what? Like, why would Jim Carrey do a thing? Or why would the impersonator of Jim Carrey do a thing? And then would it depend on which person you're talking about? Would depend on which thing they're doing, wouldn't it?
Right, but
I'm so pissed off because that one dude did that one thing that one time in that place. Fuck.
Wait, what do you mean, dude? They? What are you? You're misgendering them now? Anyways.
Yes. If they get to make up words like cis and just say, well, we're going to define this word, this weird sound that we just created and give it a definition. And then we're going to call you that. Then it just kind of throws the entire English language out the door. I just say, well, fuck it. Yep. I can misgender you. But just because I say he, him, I mean she, her, if that's how you identify. So don't listen to my words. It's the intention and the meaning behind it. It's defined however you want to define it, regardless of how I say it. So no matter what I say, the actual definition is going to be what makes you most happy. So just take Keep that in mind when you listen to me talk. If you get upset when I talk, it's because you misinterpreted it. You used the wrong definition. You defined the words wrongly. If you ever get upset at anything that I ever say, it's just because you used the wrong definition on some word. And you need to change that definition to whatever it is that's going to shut you up. I mean, whatever is going to make you happiest. Because that's what we do these days. Fuck the language.
So
we just fly by. Go ahead.
Apparently, makeup artist Alexis Stone has claimed on Instagram to have impersonated him with a mask and prosthetics. But it is doubted that that has happened because no one can fake Jim Carrey's expressive speech, blah, 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 blah. I think that's what the whole thing is, fucking dumb AI, is that somebody did it very badly.
Right.
That's what the whole point is.
Alexis didn't do it.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't follow his speech affects very well.
All right, so have you guys seen the show Better Call Saul?
No.
100 times. Absolutely love it. I love it.
Yeah. So this goes into the kind of the, I forget what season it was. It was like season 5 or whatever. When the Salamanca, whatever his name is, he has that body double, same height and all that kind of stuff. And actually, he pays for that guy to get his like dental work done to match his actual dental work. And he basically, it was a long-term type of escape plan so he could fake his death. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people have done that same thing in the past. I'm not saying that happened to Jim Carrey or Michael Jackson or other people, but I think if I had a shitload of money and I wanted like an escape plan, that would probably be one of them, is to have a body double.
I think what I would do is I would gather up so much information on powerful people that if anybody did bother to try to arrest me, I would make sure I held that information over the powerful people enough so that they would bring a body double in to the prison to sneak me out. And then just tell everybody I committed suicide. That way I could disappear and go on doing the horrible, horrible things I was doing prior to that got me arrested in the first place.
I agree. I don't think Epstein is dead. I never thought he was to begin with. And even my aunt, well, she's not a blood aunt, but she's my aunt nevertheless. And she worked as a psychologist at San Quentin Penitentiary for close to 20 years, I think is what she said. And she had to interview like all these crazy fuckers, and then she would have to go and look at people that actually committed suicide. And she said in a lot of cases, if someone's on suicide watch, it's pretty much impossible to hang themselves while they're under suicide watch with a camera in their cell. It doesn't happen. She's like, yeah, it was a bunch of nonsense. He didn't kill himself. And I was like, yeah, cool.
But 4 guards fell asleep. So you can understand how it's a very reasonable situation to kill yourself in prison when 4 guards that are watching you all fall asleep. Like nap time.
And the camera's mysteriously turned off for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, see? It's not that far-fetched. Dying in prison.
I mean, there are people that have killed themselves in prison, and I don't think it's an uncommon situation. But Jeffrey Epstein, no, that was his escape plan.
Right. When you're in gin pop, makes it pretty, well, relatively easy. But when you're like on suicide watch, when you've got the entire building making sure you don't do a thing, and you still somehow manage to do that thing, doesn't say much for them.
Yeah, suicide watch, if people are not aware, what they do is they have this like really, really tough like a furniture blanket that they put over your, there's a spot for your head to go through, and aside from that, it's basically just a fucking blanket. And they don't give you shoes or socks or anything else to wear. And inside of the suicide watch cell is a hole in the floor. That's where you get to use your, that's your toilet. That's it. That's all there is in there. And then also padded walls in some cases. There's no way you can fucking hang yourself in a place like that. Hence, suicide watch. Yeah, it's not possible. They take all necessary precautions in order to prevent something like that from happening. Anyways, on a lighter note, people aren't going to the moon ever.
Researchers found dips in reversal frequency.
Forever? That's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you.
There's something else.
So apparently we're going to have a blood moon coming up.
You get out of my head, Andrew Baker. Yes, sir. That's what I was going to say. Hey, we're about to have it. Tomorrow morning, get up early. Yes, tomorrow morning, if you're in North America, get up like an hour or two before daylight, and you will catch what is termed in the scientific type community as the selenium.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say it. It's the scientific term. Selenium
causes severe menstruation. People didn't realize
it does.
That's why they call it what they do.
Guess what that means in normal people terms? That means the sun and moon are both visible while the earth is shadowed up onto the moon, because physics and refraction and bullshit. And okay, show it to me again. And I know people in our community have proven it can happen, but they haven't proven it to me, because I stood out in the fucking freezing cold and watched it happen. And what I saw happen in the sky cannot physically happen in the description of the bullshit they give us as this reality that we're all in. Wow, she has shit on me to the point that my black shirt is now white. It is gray. Oh my God, how much hair can you have on you? Sorry, I got to go get this off. I'll be back. Lord.
Oh, that cat just got up there and shed right on Walter. Walt got shedded on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I live with a good percentage of cat hair on me at all times, but well, is it even visible in this? You can't see it because the shirt's black and the writing's white, but trust me, it's on me everywhere. You can see a little bit down here, but it's there. I'm not just whining.
Not just.
Where is Zack at? You all right?
Zack is okay. Zack is going to be working third shifts, going to be working overnights this week.
Oh.
So he had mentioned maybe coming in this morning, but Walt said he saw him up playing video games late last night. So chances are he wasn't going to be able to make it all the way through. So he probably fell asleep I'd say about an hour and a half, if I were to guess. An hour to an hour and a half before the show starts. He was probably trying so desperately to stay awake, and he got close, but then right before the finish line, he fell asleep and is sleeping through right now.
And then the other person I'm curious about is Liz. She hasn't been popping in lately.
She hasn't. I see her occasionally. I saw her on Telegram not terribly long ago. Yeah, I don't know. You'd be surprised after all these years the amount of people that come and go and come back again.
Yeah. The old IRONWORX boomerang.
I think we've managed to piss Daz off more than once, whereupon he just had to leave.
Yeah, but we love some Daz, so he comes back around again, and we're glad because we like him a lot. We like all you a lot, and we miss y'all when you're not here. But, just because we have issues that require us to get up at break of dawn 3 times a week so we can communicate with each other and not lose our mind doesn't mean you all have to have those same issues. And we appreciate you sharing those times with us. No end. Wow, I have completely lost the call and the chat. Why? Oh, because I opened the Jim Carrey video. I see what's going on.
Did you watch that Jim Carrey video?
Yeah, I did. There's no way that's Jim Carrey.
No.
Or anybody who's really believing that that's Jim Carrey. I don't understand. Again,
Well, that's just it. They don't believe it's Jim Carrey. That's the whole point.
But I'm just saying, anybody who thinks that's somebody trying to make believe they are, I don't get it. It's just fucking whatever. Whatever. Yeah. Hollywood. Septicor. That's what they do. He don't even go to award shows, right? He just shows up and makes weird off-the-cuff remarks and does some kind of Illuminati hand signal and leaves. That's what he does. He doesn't even participate in the game there, does he?
I don't think so.
And here's the other thing. We're talking about an actor who so immersed himself in the role of an infamous real-life prankster that people around him began to consider the fact that he had lost his fucking mind or had been inhabited by a fucking ghost. And so the fact that he's, enlisted some dude to go out and make people have this whole, like, is it him? Is it not him? Did he get abducted? Is he a clone? Da, da, da. Yeah, I definitely can see him pulling a Kaufman on us all because, he probably still inhabited by the spirit of Mr. Andy Kaufman.
Right.
I'm just...
He probably put on a disguise and then disguised the disguise as his original face.
That's it. I think you figured it out. Man, I'm sorry. I have typed that completely backwards because my cap lock was on. But you get the idea on Underground. Hi. What's up, Mel Bill?
Was in a box. Yeah, Jim Carrey has been notorious for playing very goofy roles. And I think his most notorious one in regards to conspiratorial would be, you guys all know it, Living Inside the Dome.
Dumb and Dumber. Ace Ventura. No, I'm kidding. I know what you're talking about, man. I'm being
Pet
nice.
Detective 2.
Right.
The Truman Show. But yeah, that's what I think. I actually
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Right.
No.
I've never seen it.
You haven't?
Oh,
you
should
seen that
smoke
movie?
out and fall asleep watching that shit.
Hold on, let me look it up. Maybe I have seen it. My girlfriend used to make me watch all kinds of weird shit.
Well, then this sounds like it'd be right up her alley.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Yeah, I've never seen it. Okay.
So yeah,
But-
put that on your watch me list. You'll dig it.
Kate Winslet, Kirsten Dunst. Oh, I like Kirsten Dunst. She's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet's pretty good too. But yeah, Jim Carrey, he has done The Truman Show, Ace Ventura, and the number 23? Number 27, whatever it's called.
27.
Yeah, he's an incredibly talented actor and has made quite a bit of money throughout his life. I looked up his net worth, and apparently it's like $180 million, which if anyone were to actually look up someone's net worth, like people that are really, really wealthy, I would say 10%.
Sorry.
They probably only have 10% of that money in their bank account, if that.
Yeah, but that's not how wealth is measured, is it? How much is in your bank account?
Well, right. Well, that's what I'm saying is that,
And even then,
property.
if I've got a $40,000 necklace on, is that counted in my net worth? How do they keep track of jewelry and shit like that? The paintings? Like, who knows what kind of art, how much money they have in art alone inside some of these houses. So the art and the jewelry, is that ever factored into net worth? I mean, at some point, when you're that mid-range, probably so. When you're trying to boost your numbers for net worth, and you got to include absolutely every little fucking thing. But I get the
It's a
insight.
very difficult thing to actually put a solid value on. Sort of like if someone's going to say, what is the net worth of Elon Musk? Well, I'll guarantee you, he doesn't have $100 billion in his bank account. A lot of it is probably tied up in stocks, investments, and cryptocurrency and other bullshit like that. But some people do happen to have enough money to throw around. But how do we, if they have an original Picasso or like a Hope Diamond or something like that. Yeah, it's almost impossible to necessarily determine how much money they really, really have.
And even that money is the money that they want the IRS to know about. Here's the money I'm comfortable being taxed.
Yeah, that's very true. Well said. But if I was to have, let's just say I was an actor, someone's an actor, whoever it is, and they're getting paid a certain amount per movie, contract and whatnot. Let's just say me, I was an actor and I performed a role for a movie 10 times in a row for $10 million. Then you could say, well, Andrew Baker is worth $100 million. That's my net worth. But then you have to take into account taxes and then how much money was used for buying Lamborghinis and, mansions in Malibu. There's a lot of factors that come into play. But Jim Carrey allegedly has $180 million of net worth. Could be more. And if he was going to try or want to leave the world stage and have some other fucker come along and take his place as he just goes out to wherever and just living with Michael Jackson and whatever. Oh, it's a possibility. Or they fucking killed the guy. But that's not Michael Jackson. I'm sorry.
No, it is not. Jim. I completely agree.
Yeah, definitely not Michael Jackson. It's not Jim Carrey. That guy was. It was pretty good for the first 3 seconds. After that, no, it's not him.
It's like the guy at the bar that's been told he looks like Jim Carrey too many times. Oh, everybody thinks I look like Jim Carrey. I could be Jim Carrey. Maybe if I just change my affect of my voice and just talk like this. Nobody will know that I don't really look that much like Jim Carrey. You look like Jim Carrey. At least you look more like Jim Carrey than anybody I've ever seen before. So that's close enough.
What do you guys think about the whole Paul McCartney situation?
What's he done now?
Which one? What's he done now?
No, did Paul McCartney actually die?
Here's the thing about that. I went down a whole rabbit hole with this, over the years, because I'm of an age where that all went through my school. People were bringing to school the Abbey Road album and decoding the 28F on the license plate and all this shit. And this is pre-internet days. And that's part of why that whole thing happened like it did and spread like the wildfire that it did. It became the urban legend that it did. Now, going into it from I've looked at Flat Earth. Now, let me really dig into this for myself. I did a deep dive prior to doing a show with Billy Ray Valentine and, damn it, who else was on that show? Help me.
I've got it somewhere. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I know.
Just saw it.
Anyway, I apologize about not remembering, and so we dug in, and I dug in. And at that time, this was prior to the official announcement by ABC and Google that they would be suppressing content, various content that would be suspect or what would be considered conspiratorial, and by name, Flat Earth, 9/11, and anti-vaccine content, but also many other types of content. And it began to become very hard to find videos and things unless you knew you could find, those things by name. Anyway, so long story short, back when you could find stuff, I found many different things that were interesting and definitely could lead a lot of credence to the fact that McCartney was replaced. But upon really digging deeper, you find a lot of it could be considered happenstance or misinterpreted quotations and things like that. And so I kind of was on the fence back and forth. On the one hand, I could argue, yeah, he definitely was replaced. On the other hand, I could argue that, nah, probably not. That same thing can go for anybody in the band. There are people who say that John Lennon is currently a guy who's doing like Beatles songs and teaching people how to play guitar and stuff and living a happy life somewhere in Florida. There's people who say that, George Harrison's still alive, Elvis is still alive. You pick it, they're still alive. There are people who claim, including the guy who allegedly says, I'm the one who played all the drums on the Beatles album, a black gentleman named, oh man, the name was in my head when I started this and now it's gone. Anyway, Ringo never touched the drum on a Beatles album ever. So there's a whole lot of that kind of thing. And when you're a band and this thing hits pretty big and stream of things about, oh, this guy could have died, you would lean into that. Because, again, prior to the internet, there wasn't a whole lot of viral thing that was easily pushed and done and became part of the mass media of promotion of a band. And so suddenly, while they were still a band, these rumors started going around that he was replaced. Of course, they're going to lean in and put all kind of little clues in their album art. And that's where a lot of the shit comes from, is their art, their music, they're saying shit backwards and their little phrases and all this stuff. And so I did a show with, and this is fast forward, I did a show with Crumb, less than a year ago, I'm going to guess. And on that show with Crumb, it was asked about the whole Paul McCartney thing, or he mentioned it or whatever. And so I asked him to go into it and tell me why he didn't think that could possibly have happened. And he was so very intelligent about his answer and his emotional response to it that it made... Hello?
Don't mind me. I was trying to find that damn video.
That's fine. I thought I had hit a button. The cats were here.
No.
So anyway, in his reaction to it, Crumb's reaction made me go, let me go dig again and make sure that I'm not just totally out of my mind. And so I went digging yet again. And this has only been about within 6 months. And within 6 months ago, I found a video where somebody took pictures and footage from the Quarrymen days, like the early Beatles days, all the way up through current today images and videos of Mr. Guy St. Jesus McCartney, or whatever they dubbed him, with the sword on his shoulder. And in all those photos, pictures, and all that, there's a certain vein on his hand that goes a very certain way. And it is very distinctive, and it's very clear, and it is in every one of these pictures and videos and all that. And I get, there's AI and there's all this, but that's really not at all what this was about at all. By the time I finished watching that and looking for myself at different videos and pictures of Mr. McCartney's hand, I became convinced that, yeah, this was all something that got started possibly by a radio station, and they leaned into it and went with it and started putting all the clues and all that shit in their album. Hell, I just went and saw a movie with 21 Pilots last Wednesday, that kind of cemented some of the lore in their music, which is this whole storyline about all this stuff. That's not any of it true, but it's all awesome to get into, and it makes people buy albums. Creed did it back with their album. They had all kind of hidden symbology, and there was a contest to find hidden money and all that. That's part of advertising. Hell, fucking Styx had an album that had all kind of esoteric symbols called Cornerstone in it. I mean, that's just a thing bands do. So that all being said, I don't think McCartney died. I don't think he was replaced. I 100% know that that's the same guy from early days till current days because of the morphology of his hand. You cannot change the veins and how they underlay in your skin, no matter what kind of facelift, ear tuck, tooth capping, facial, whatever stuff you've done. You're not changing the underlying structure of your hand morphology in its vein pattern. That's where I'm at with it today. Well, it was a long way. Go ahead.
You said that you can change where the eyeballs are for certain people, like sloth, or in the skull, but you can't change the vein. I don't know about that one. Then
do it. Move one around and talk to me about it when it happens.
I'm not a doctor, but I will play one on TV if I need to.
I've played one on. You beat me. Yeah, definitely. I know what you're saying, Andrew. I get it, and that's why I kind of go with the whole like this was probably just all done to sell records back in the day, and still sell them now, and keep people talking about it. Fucking 50 years later, like we are. Here, I'll drop that video and let you go through and do your own research on it real quick.
Sure. And the only time I ever heard about this whole Paul is dead thing, like was from Ira Landucci, and he put a video out. It's called Paul is Dead, and it was from George Harrison. I think he was like the bass player, right? I think.
No,
or whatever it was.
He was the guitarist.
Oh, okay.
McCartney was the bass player.
All right. So, I guess George. I think George Harrison. He's still alive, isn't he? Or he just died recently.
He got. Yeah, no, he's dead. He was gone. He's been gone since late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, I guess he was dealing with some sort of cancer or something, and on his deathbed, he put out a notice saying, "Yeah, he actually died, and here's all the evidence for it." And then from there's all the evidence in regards to the albums, like Sgt. Pepper's, that album cover.
That's exactly what I meant by the whole marketing and leaning into it thing, that album cover, which featured people like Aleister Crowley and lots of esoteric figures who did a lot of shenanigans. So, I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that album cover was so in your face and like, if you're really a band who is trying to hide the fact that your lead singer, who's the fucking female magnet for most of the people out there, the girls, whatever. I mean, I guess the rest of them were cute anyway, but mostly they were after Paul. If you're trying to hide that fact, how would you do it? Would you put fucking albums out with all kind of secret clues and like, oh, I got this backwards message and strawberry pie and whatever shit? Or would you not ever say a fucking word about it ever in the fucking billion years and hope that nobody ever found it out and it would be buried so deep, hidden away that nobody could find out about it, especially back in the 70s when there wasn't all the internet to search and dig and all that. I mean, again, morphology of the hand doesn't change. I'll send it to you. I got to find it though. It's hard to.
Well, yeah, marketing is a huge part of Hollywood and music, and that's where the Tavistock Institute, as an example, that came into the MK Ultra type of situation. It's it's very deep, esoteric, and manipulating in regards to the public. But I think it's not impossible for them to have replaced him because of the one piece of evidence that I saw in that video that Iro had put forward was they had a Paul McCartney lookalike competition. It's like, what the fuck? Why would they do that? They didn't have a John Lennon lookalike competition. Some people actually speculate that John Lennon's also alive too, but that one I'm not even going to get into because I don't agree with it. I think they fucking killed him. But Paul McCartney, it's way deeper. It is not one of those things I'm going to take to my grave and say, this is what I know because this is what I heard. But the evidence seems to be sufficient enough to the point where I'll say, I will accept that it is highly likely he died and was replaced. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I like being wrong. That way I get to learn more. I'm just not going to go down the Jaronism aspect of being right or wrong. Sorry, yeah, I'm not doing that. If you know what I mean. All right, well, I was about to go AFK for a bit, but it seems like there's...
Oh,
dead
wow.
air.
I've been muted that whole time, man. I'm sorry. I was talking away to you, but I was muted up. I apologize completely. So, yeah, you were right. Like, everything you were saying, I was going, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying is that they would have put all that stuff on the album cover because of the fucking idea of, like, oh, people are tripping. Let's make it more tripping so they'll buy more albums. You know, what did you hear anything about what would you do if you were a band and hiding stuff? Was that on or not?
I don't think that was, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if you were a band, huh?
Pretty sure it was on. He just wasn't paying attention.
No, I'm not paying attention. Oh, wow.
All right. Well, Walter, you go ahead and say it again, and we'll let everybody know if they've heard this already, if we can rewind, or if this is all completely new information like it is to Andrew.
I just was saying that if you had a band member who died and you were truly trying to hide it, would you put clues in your fucking albums and music? Why? To what end? To get people to go, oh, we figured it out. Why? To break up your whole plan and now it's crumbled below you and the money's gone. You can't sell your catalog to Michael Jackson, Monkey Boy, all that.
Oh, yeah,
or would you hide it and truly hide it and completely hide it and you'd never know it happened and maybe somebody would figure something out doing their own research off to the side, not hide it on album covers, not even ditched into some deep lyric backwards masking stuff on the album cover. Here's clues about this guy that we're trying to hide from you that died. I mean, it just doesn't really make much sense. But I can't find, I knew I wouldn't be able to find it easy. The video about the hand
I get what
stuff,
you're saying,
it's really, and then there's another guy named, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, you were saying Creed had done that as well. That was like the marketing aspect or avenue that they were taking. And the Beatles, yeah, I wouldn't put it beyond any of these, you know, Tavistock type of situations. What was the name of the Little Canyon as well?
Right.
Little Canyon, okay. Tavistock, that kind of stuff.
Haven't we talked about Wings of Pegasus?
I'm sure we have before.
Analysis. Yeah, the analysis. So he's a vocalist and a singer. I mean, a vocalist and guitar player for a British band called Wings of Pegasus. And he does these vocal analyses where he breaks down people's sound print of their voice. And he can tell when somebody uses fake auto-tune stuff on their records. He can tell when people use backtracks on their live presentations and stuff. So he went through with his vocal analyzer and checked the old... So, you know what? That might be actually where the hand stuff actually is hidden, is in his video, actually. I bet that's who did it, is him, because he's that kind of guy who would go deep. Let me go look. Did he do the hand morphology as well? He may not have done it in this video, but somebody like him did it. No, this is all just vocal. Anyway, this vocal analysis pretty much shows you that this is, without a doubt, the same person as it was from the beginning. And again, Andrew, as I said with you earlier in the middle of it, without being actually on the freaking call, I agree totally with the, damn it, stop. Come on now. Sorry, I'm having cat issues here. Quit, baby. You got to get off that. Did she mute me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
No, you're here.
Damn it. Sorry, she did mess everything up, though. She closed the video I was trying to share to you guys. I would have agreed with you 6 months ago, Andrew, in that, yeah, everything I've seen pretty much means he died. I would have. But now that I've watched this video and the other video with the handprint stuff, which I can't find, damn it. Oh, I bet if I go to Phil's video, then it'll be under there. I bet that's where I probably found it the first time, because I was watching Phil pretty much every day for a while. Every new video he put out, just because he was breaking down all kind of old killer country guitarists and all kind of good stuff. Where's the chat for this call? Okay, Andrew, in the call we're in, I'm going to drop this thing. And that is the vocal analysis by Phil from Wings of Pegasus. Highly, highly recommend watching that. And if I go play that video, I bet it will show me underneath it.
All right, I have it queued up, but I'm not gonna. I'll watch it after this.
Yeah, check it out on your time. It's definitely, it's not short. And he breaks down like little peaks and valleys of the vocal print. And yeah, it's a whole thing. Ah, it is Phil. I knew it was Phil that did it. I found it. It was Phil also saying, not only, mate, no, not only did the voice print thing that I showed you guys just minutes ago prove it, but this additional video that I've now put out with the hand morphology show that without a doubt. And that's when I finally, like, for Phil, who I've already respected and you know, his way of analyzing musicians is point on his analysis of multi-track crap and auto-tune. All that has been on point. Everybody and people I like people I respect, that he broke down and went, yeah, they're faking it here and they're faking it there. I'm like, well, goddamn, they sure are. I see it and hear it now. When he broke it down and showed me this, that was when I finally went, well, maybe it is not a double for Paul McCartney. Maybe this is it. So those two videos, Andrew, both of them, the one I just dropped and that first one, enjoy those.
I will
and then
definitely
come back
check them
and
out.
talk to me. Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Brad? I just saw a new person in chat.
Yeah, I saw Brad in there earlier. What's up, Brad? Good to see you there.
I'm sorry, I should do it the correct way. What's up, B-Rad? No, nobody? Working stuff? Or no? Workaholic? Yeah.
Wait, I'm looking at chat, and it's about an 8-second delay from the live stream to YouTube. He said Trump Elvis eats babies.
I don't know. I'm just saying, hey, I didn't go too deep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, we knew all that already there, Brad. Thank you though. We knew that. Yes, Mike Williams, Sage of Fate. Maybe it was. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that who was on that show with damn it, I can't remember.
I might be one of the very few people in existence that doesn't actually like Elvis, and I can barely stand the Beatles, and also Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I don't get the Zeppelin thing. Never have. Like, from being a kid that liked rock music, guitar, all of it, I always was like, why? I liked Stairway to Heaven until I heard it for the 8 millionth time. I liked that as a guitar player and a vocalist and wanting to learn it as a teenager, like preteen, actually. I loved that. And then I got sick of it, just like everybody else did. But I never understood the whole, like, oh, he's an amazing guitar player. And I listen, and I know other guitar players who's way better. Yeah, they came out later, but I just never got the whole Zeppelin thing ever. They were talking about that in the guitar class yesterday. Oh, this riff is just like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but it also is like this and like that and all these other great songs that are way better than, anyway. Now, that being said, it was like after Lennon died before I got into the old Beatles. Like, I knew the Beatles from the radio, and I knew the Beatles from having gone to a theater to see Let It Be, just to go see what that was all about as a midnight movie one night. Because we, in the 80s, you went to the midnight movies every Friday night. You drank a few wine coolers. Barles and James, shout out, what's up? In the parking lot, you went and saw a cool movie, like heavy metal or Evil Dead. I mean, not Evil Dead. Dawn of the Dead or anything like that. And one of those one week was Let It Be. So we went and saw it. And it was like, yeah, there's music. And I don't know half those songs. And like, yeah, whatever. But then he died as the album Double Fantasy was out. And I liked that album. There were songs on there I liked. And they got me into his music more and Imagine and all that stuff. And so from that, when he died, when he got killed, whatever, that got me into the Beatles. I had a buddy who played guitar growing up that played Beatles songs at like campfires and shit. And I'd be like, yeah, okay. Didn't appreciate it at all. Now I would probably appreciate it a whole lot more. But once I got a little older and started being in like choir and like doing vocal harmonies with my friends in our band and stuff, then I really got to respect the Beatles and their catalog much later, much later. Elvis, however, was from day one. Like everyone in my family had Elvis albums, my uncles, my mom, everybody. So I grew up listening to that. I was, Central Mississippi. He was from Tupelo. There was that. My cousins and aunt and all that, they went and saw him a couple of times growing up. So there was that aspect of it. Yeah, Elvis was a whole different thing. And there's that whole, like, either you like the Beatles or you like Elvis, that whole dichotomy. And it would have been Beatles. I mean, it would have been Elvis the whole way growing up until I was probably, like I said, at least in the 80s, like 80, he got shot in 80, right? 1980. So sometime after the 80s is when 1980 is when I got into the Beatles. So I was way late coming to them. Zeppelin, however, would be like actively turn the station when they would be like, let's get the lid out. You're right. Let me turn that away so I don't have to hear that. I just never did. Music gets me tied to. Yeah, sex is love a spell. Absolutely, Brad. Wait, what, Paul, are we saying about Mr. Cash? All I know about Mr. Cash is you may get fucked up. You may smoke a joint here and there. You may smoke a ball here and there, but you have never been so fucked up that you were eating a cake hiding in a bush. You've never been that fucked up. Johnny Cash did.
Eating a cake hiding in a bush?
Yeah. Hang on.
No way. Come on.
Hang on.
Well, as you're doing that, I will say that one day, many years ago, I didn't know what hippie tripping was, where you take LSD and mushrooms at the same time. I don't recommend for anyone to do that, because it's the only time I actually went in and out of reality. Meaning that I was still able to walk around and have coordination and stuff, but didn't know exactly what I was doing. And when I finally started to like have it wear off a little bit, I found myself with my arms around a tree in my neighbor's yard as my
literally hugging a tree.
Yeah, California, right? So
right.
And they were all just like squatting down, pointing at me and laughing, but they were doing the same fucking things. They were just fucked up as I was. But yeah, it's I don't even know why.
I see my screen, Andrew.
Oh yes. You may be high, but you'll never be Johnny Cash eating cake in a bush high. What the fuck? I'm not. Am I supposed to take that literally, or?
Yeah, actually, the urban legends go two ways. One legend is that he got really high off pot, and that's what happened. Another legend is he got really messed up off of LSD, and this is what happened. The truth, however, hang on, let me stop sharing. How do I do that? Did I do it, or Bender may have done it?
Well, you're not sharing anymore. Either way.
So the truth of the matter is that this is a promotional picture that got taken for an album he put out, and that all was made up as things got made up in the 70s because people were bored and didn't have the fucking internet, so they would just create these legends that would go through the grapevine. But yeah, there is a whole like that's not real, it never happened that way kind of vibe to it. Let me get back to the call. I've lost you guys. Damn it. What do I do here?
All right, I'm looking at the chat now, and Billingtano, yeah, shrooms and ecstasy is hippie flipping. I heard it was called hippie tripping when I first did it, which is taking.
So acid and ecstasy, is that what you did?
No, I did acid and mushrooms.
And mushroom. Okay, I don't know that one. Acid and ecstasy is trolling. That's what you call it. You're rolling and you're tripping, so you're trolling. So I know that one. I don't know the other one.
That's just what I was told. It's just like a slang term. I'm not going to say I'm right.
Would it be
or wrong,
mushrooms and Molly? Maybe that's the hippie.
Molly's way better than ecstasy.
Well, yeah, that was not. Later it was. Early on it wasn't. Early on it was the same thing. Yeah, that was what it was called. Strawberry Cake was the name of the song on his album. Oh, that's the name of the album, Strawberry Cake, 1976. But yeah, it was just an image created for that album. It wasn't him fucked up or tripping or any of that other stuff.
Sort of, Ian. It's like you got to step on their bell bottoms, but it's a moving target. So it's kind of harder than just like pushing over a cow. Yeah, it's a lot harder than cow tipping.
What you do is you get them fucked ass up, and in the middle of one of their hacky sack sessions, you toss a beanbag in the middle of the fucking room, and they just lose it, and it's over.
Wasn't that the great thing about hippies is they're all getting fucked? A lot of them will be ass up.
Literal and metaphorically.
Yeah, definitely get them fucked ass up.
So when I got out of the military, I had this airsoft gun, like a really expensive one. It was like $400. It was an automatic airsoft gun. And I decided, my buddy Chris and I was like, yeah, let's walk up to this place called Mission Peak. It's like just a huge fucking mountain to climb up. Anyways, we got about a quarter of the way up, and I was like, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the fuck out of these cows with an airsoft gun and see what happens. You have to crawl through like barbed wire fence and watch out for rattlesnakes and shit like that. And I don't fucking do that. They get really fucking mad. And they will charge at you. That's what we found out. So cow tipping, I've never done, but I have shot cows with an airsoft gun. You know, all it did was just piss them off, and they charged at us. But
So stump jumping, does that term mean anything?
I don't.
Sorry.
No, I don't know.
Never mind. Moving on.
I never did it after that. No. I learned that cows have extraordinarily good eyesight. It's kind of like cats, like nocturnal type of eyesight. But yeah, I learned my lesson. I won't do it again.
Just playing catch up in chat. I see a lot of Elvis hate. I'm sorry you guys missed that whole thing. You have to understand, Elvis is so cool. They let him do movies, and he couldn't even fucking act. I mean, come on, guys. He was cool as fuck. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
And Walking Axel, saying, what the fuck is wrong with me? Well, there's a lot. Fresh out of the military with an airsoft gun. Yeah, that was probably one of the aspects of it. Plus, there's a lot of other stuff. well, you ever shot and killed someone on purpose? That kind of thing. But anyways, not going into that. Yeah, Elvis. I didn't really know much about Elvis, and I'm not even sure if it's really true. But in Forrest Gump, that one little scene where Elvis is actually in Forrest Gump's his house. He's like renting a room, and that's where where Elvis got that little that dance move. I'm not even sure what it's called.
Yeah, it's not called anything. It's just Elvis helps. So here's the thing about Elvis. I mean, I'm trying to not just harp on, but it is one of those things. So like being a person who grew up in the church with my mom and playing the piano and my 3 or 4 uncles. How many did I have? 4. Singing in the choir, harmonies. When we'd be in the car, taking long car trips as a family, everybody would sing music, not just church music, but radio stuff. And this was the 70s when vocal harmony groups were huge, popular, big things. Any song that had more than one part harmony, we'd all break it down. I was always a tenor. My cousin was always a bass. So, growing up in a musical tight family was part of the fact that we all were so emotionally moved by Elvis's music when it was true music. And that's that thing about me and music that's always been a part of me since then, is I can hear a song and know immediately if it came from somebody's heart or if it came from somebody's pocketbook. And, there was the whole vibe of being the rebel when he was, because when he did the shit he did on TV, dude, not on TV, on stage, it wasn't being done at the time. It was a very pent up 50s, no sex, no sexual innuendos. There was no, things weren't the same at all in media, in public views and all that. The stuff he was doing was so, he got arrested on stage for dancing. Think about that. Wrap your head around that for a second. We have shows where girls come out with their hoochie just basically flap, or their little sizzler or whatever the girl has. I'm looking at you, Mr. Gaga. Anyway, whatever they got flapping around down there, that's all hanging out. Their boobs are flapping. There's no hidden sexual innuendo or sexual whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. Elvis was a fucking lizard. I've seen the footage of his eyeball flipping out. But at the time, when I was a kid growing up, he was an amazing singer whose vocal styling could touch my heart in ways that other people didn't. And what brought that all back to me, in such a way that I'm almost tearing up about it, is recently there was a movie that came out probably 2 years ago with this young up-and-coming actor playing Elvis. And he did a really respectable job. He did it, in a very actorly way. He kind of chewed a little bit of scenery with it. But that being said, the whole movie kind of gave you an idea of how outside the box Elvis was, how fucked over he was by his manager who used drugs to control him in every fucking way. I'm looking at you, Tom Hanks. And that whole thing. But at the end of that movie, here's spoiler alert, Elvis died from a drug overdose. Sorry, guys, I hate to fuck up a movie for you. So, towards the end of the movie, as Elvis is just about to die from being abused, drugs, everything else, there's this footage they cut into the movie. So the guy they had playing Elvis did it really well, and towards the end, when he got a lot of weight on, they used prosthetics to put the weight on him. And so you could tell it was him in prosthetics, the actor, and it was, decent job. But in the middle of this song performance on a piano, Elvis is sitting there, prosthetic makeup, and suddenly it changes footage. And it's actually the live footage of Elvis truly at a piano, one of his last concert performances. And the emotion, wow, I'm really about to tear up here. The emotion and the soul that comes out of that man while he is singing that song in front of that piano is like nothing you've ever experienced and will never experience. It is the most emotional thing you've ever seen. That's why they use the real footage at the end of that movie instead of the guy made up to look like Elvis. And that brought it all back home. Like I was kind of, you grow up and you get past and you get to a certain age and all that's not the same. But that hit me just like sitting next to my mom, watching her. And again, part of it is watching my older siblings and older, my mom and my uncles and all that get into him and be into him and tear up at certain points when he would be singing these religious songs that we all grew up singing. Because Elvis put out many albums that were full of religious music. And I'm not getting into the whole like religious is control and all that. I'm just talking about an artist coming from inside them and putting soul out for the public to experience. Nobody did it the same. Nobody did it that way. And like I said, watching that last footage of that most recent Elvis documentary that came out, not documentary, it was a fictional movie, but that last scene of him really, really singing, there's nothing to compare to that. Like what it did me, I sat there crying at the theater. Because we went and saw it at the theater. I had to. I wanted to experience that one at the theater just because of that whole growing up with Elvis thing. Yeah, it's great stuff. I was so dazzled. Tupelo, right? Absolutely. Absolutely, boy. Thank you, brother. I hear you too. What's up, brother? But anyway, yeah, I was an Elvis fan growing up. I was very upset at his death. I can still remember the day that I was told that he died and how it affected us all. But every era has their, their thing. And I can't, again, it's probably part of my age, part of the whole era I grew up in.
My grandmother was a huge Elvis fan. That's not even true. Right. I know she was an Elvis fan. I say that. I just know she listened to this particular set of songs on a cassette tape my dad had made her, which included Blue Hawaii. I think there was Don Ho. I think there was a whole bunch of stuff on that album. Now that I'm thinking back at it, that it was more of a Hawaii cassette tape than it was an Elvis cassette tape. Thinking back now. And I heard Hawaii has a real wild chicken problem. Like there are people that are having issues with being pecked by all the wild chickens.
What the fuck? There's a pecking problem in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's the story I just heard 2 or 3 days ago, perhaps.
Come on.
Well, I heard that, and then again, something else clicked. I think I've told the story before, is that my grandmother was so enamored by Hawaii. I think it was, again, not Michener, the James Michener book, Hawaii. I think she read and fell in love because I know she was a big Michener fan and went through probably most of his books. And I think, I don't know, Hawaii phase, and decided to go for herself to see. And she took a trip to Hawaii. This would have been back mid to late 80s, I think. Probably mid 80s, I would say. And on the way back, well, while there, she so fell in love with a particular chicken. She wanted to bring it home so she could have that chicken at her house out in the Ozarks in Missouri. So she snuck that chicken onto the airplane. And at some point, mid-flight, the chicken got loose. And I guess my grandma got in a little bit of trouble. But she still managed to make it home.
A single, a chicken on a plane?
Mm-hmm. A motherfucking chicken on a motherfucking plane. But I think she did make it home with that chicken. Interestingly enough.
And it just pecked everyone to death?
No, I think they all survived.
Okay.
I can't be sure, but
it just makes me think of these really bad B movies, like the one I shared, I don't know, a few months ago, Velocipastor, or a pastor turns into a raptor. It's just, it sounds, or Sharknado, or something like that. But I mean, you could probably do it as an indie movie for a community college, as they're going through film classes. But you're saying it's a real thing. So, I mean, yeah, fucking go for it.
I know I heard something about it. I'll find it.
Well, nowadays, you could probably just use AI. Import all that stuff, and you'll have to segregate it based on the allowable data it's going to input at one point. Yeah, you could probably do it 20 minutes at a time. Yeah. Yeah, call it a crazy chicken or whatever the fuck it is, or pecked to death. I can't imagine that.
Oh yeah, because here's the term they use. This is what caught my attention. And this, if I'd have remembered it and used this word, it would have been so much better. It's such a better way to describe them. They're feral chickens.
Well, that's even worse.
No, that's even better.
Well, I guess the vernacular would be important for that one. Better or worse based upon.
Oahu residents and lawmakers both seek solutions to the feral chicken problem. See, that's how bad it is. They have to legislate laws in order to deal with the damn chicken. This according to Hawaii News Now, where if you're in Hawaii, it's a cool 73 degrees in Honolulu.
I don't know much about. I've been to Hawaii twice for a layover, and that's it.
Residents are frustrated by the feral chickens on Oahu and are pushing for action as lawmakers consider legislation that would allow people to kill the birds. Doug Levinson lives near a flock of feral chickens that grew to 11 animals and settled in a residential area near Cocoa Crater Botanical Garden starting last fall. He said the noise has been constant. All hours of the night, the roosters were just going. It was just deafening. Levin said he is also concerned about the birds' waste, potential diseases, and reproduction. City contractor Sandwich Isle Pest Solutions responded to the flock using traps to remove 9 of the 11 birds. 9 of the 11? 9. You only left 2, huh? You know, it only takes 2 to go from 2 to 11. Anyway, the company said it receives 15 to 25 feral chicken calls per week, with hotspots ranging from Kahala to Pearl City. Lawmakers have introduced a bill that would allow residents to kill feral chickens by exempting such killings from animal cruelty offenses. Levinson said he supports removing the roosters, but called the bill too vague. It has not been scheduled for a hearing. Like, if you find somebody that's got some sort of phobia, you get to kill them. Like, how vague is the bill? Ooh, he's such a chicken.
I think this news report information actually tops any stupid thing that NASA is currently doing. Like this, that's taking the retard cake at the moment until NASA tries to beat them in some sort of competition. Like, we're going to do something more stupid than a chicken problem in Hawaii.
Right? Like, you can't tell me there are 0 homeless people in Hawaii.
That's even better.
Like, how could you not open up a state-sponsored fried chicken joint? Like, the most expensive thing you're going to have is going to be free for you. Like, what are you paying for? Flour, salt, pepper, and eggs? I mean, come on. It's a no-brainer.
One of my buddies actually moved to Hawaii back in my high school years, and then he ended up moving back. And I was like, whoa, you were only there for like a year. I thought this would be permanent. He said, no, it's just way too expensive. And I said, like, how expensive is it? He said, it's over double the cost for food. Like if you're gonna get chicken, beef, pork, things like that, it's like over double the cost. Even in California.
And that's how you know it's a scam. Like, how can you, in one hand, charge double than the mainland for your chicken, then in the other hand, complain that you've got way too many chickens?
That's one of the reasons I was bringing that up.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it be like, come to Hawaii, where you can pay half as much for a chicken carbonara? Because we get so many chickens, you get a discount. Supply and demand, basic supply and demand.
But if there's like a trillion chickens just all over the place and they're just going to start pecking at people, humans are still going to win. It's just like a couple of handguns and a sword and a knife or something. I don't get how that's an actual issue. And
like,
it's a
Angry Birds meets Fruit Ninja.
People win. We always have, I think.
Until they come out and tell you that they haven't. And the real spider overlords make themselves known.
I mean, if it was like raining chickens 24 hours a day, that might be a problem.
They say Trump's got his speech ready, and it'll be sometime in July. What's the date of Roswell? Whenever the anniversary for Roswell, the crash in Roswell, New Mexico, is the date he's supposed to give his speech, actually coming clean about the existence of extraterrestrial aliens. Whatever date that is. It's in the summer sometime.
Yeah, I had that on a trivia question. Ashamed to say I don't know the answer at the moment.
1947.
Yeah, but the actual month. Fuck, I can't think of it. I'm gonna cheat.
Does it make you feel like you've wasted a whole bunch of time now? No, even though you've researched all of those trivia questions and can't recall the answers to them?
I have written over 2,000 trivia questions. So give me a little bit of leeway.
No.
Nope.
No leeway for you.
No. No soup for you.
Bender. Stop
So
scratching
apparently,
me, buddy. I know it's time to eat, man. I know.
The 79th anniversary of the Roswell incident is July 2nd, 2026.
Yeah,
Marking-
I thought I said it. I probably got muted. I'm sorry. Oh, Bender, damn it.
What was it, Andrew?
Actually, this is kind of weird. The incident on July 8th, 1947. But the anniversary is on July 2nd? That's kind of weird. Okay. This was in like one of my first trivias.
I think it was the 8th.
I've been doing this for like 5 years. Give me a break a little bit. But Josh says no. I need to memorize every fucking thing. All right. You want some trivia questions? I don't care if you say no or yes. I'm going to put them out right now. How many original colors of Skittles are there? Original is the keyword.
Were there or are there? Because you're miswording it a bit.
When Skittles first came out, what were the original colors? How many colors were there?
I mean, wouldn't it still be the same original, though, Walt? Like now, the original back then is still the original now.
All right. Well, no answer. I thought it was going to be 7 for the 7 colors of the rainbow.
I think it's 5, isn't it?
It is 5, actually. Yes, it's red, orange, yellow, green, and purple.
And that's the only reason I know that is because you asked us that question last week or week before.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I do test runs.
Of course you muted me. Damn it. I had the right answer, but I got muted when she walked across the keyboard. I said 5. And then
You're always
one of
blaming
them,
the cat.
I'm going to do that for the next
you
one.
see the madness in here? Look, here she is right here. You see, look, the head that just walked across and is now coming back. Bad thing. Bad thing.
Well, they see where your hands are, and that's what kitties do.
But, exactly. The thing was, they had that weird red one. They had a red one, and then they had that weird, like, purpley, actually chartreuse colored one. That's why I remember, because that fucking piece of candy was chartreuse colored. Shout out all you Mandela effect people that know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So here's a question that I did yesterday, and for whatever weird reason, people wanted to argue with me about it. The cartoon, The Simpsons, takes place in Springfield. Which U.S. state does the cartoon take place in?
It has never been revealed, including by Matt Green.
It's part of the long-running gag that nobody knows.
Nope.
This is why people want to argue with you, because when you asked us this last time, we went through and we made sure that I thought we beat that horse to death, but I guess we can do it again.
No, we did. We did beat the fuck out of it.
Matt Green made a public announcement about it. He's from Oregon.
He did not.
Okay. I will agree to disagree.
Let's hear it.
The only reason I know that is because he said it. That's it.
And what did he say?
Oregon. He was born and raised in Oregon. Right
Well, maybe somebody misunderstood and thought just because Matt Groening said Oregon and that he's from Oregon, that had something to do. Or did he say something specifically about Springfield being in, that The Simpsons takes place in Oregon, despite there being none of the forests, none of the coastline, none of the weather, and nothing else like that? He says it's based on Oregon. You're saying that Springfield in The Simpsons takes place in Oregon, is what you're telling me. Matt Groening says that The Simpsons cartoon takes place in Oregon? I don't think he ever said that.
There are 34 states that have a Springfield.
Uh-huh.
Oregon's one of them. He's born in Oregon, raised in Oregon, and the localing areas around Springfield in the cartoon he gave all the hints to it.
So, right, hints and everything else. But here's the thing: being a Matt Groening, not Groening, Matt Groening fan since Life is Hell comics, which were prior to the Simpsons show, promise you this: he based the Simpsons like he was literally walking into a meeting to sell Life is Hell, a comic book about a rabbit in an office setting that would probably be basically what the Office show is now. Instead of selling that, which was making him tons of money at the time, considering he was a fucking cartoonist, instead of selling that off, which he thought would be his lifeblood, literally walking into a meeting to do that very thing, he decided to come up with a fictional family and sell that idea instead. And he based the drawings and the character names off of his own family. Just like he based the name of the town Springfield off of his town he knew called Springfield. But at no point does he ever say that Springfield in the show is Springfield, Oregon. Ever. Nowhere. He said he based it off of it. I promise you on this one, Andrew. Go look into all those details and you will see that he said it's based on it, just like Homer's based on his dad. That'll be good. Oh, these cats. He never said that Springfield takes place in Oregon, ever. I mean, Simpsons take place in Springfield,
I don't
Oregon.
know, 15, 20 years ago when I read that, it was an actual announcement that he made himself. I was like, holy shit, he finally came out and said it. I was like, all right, cool. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal to me. It was very interesting because a lot of people were trying to figure out if it was Springfield, Illinois, and that's what a lot of people thought. But then when you start to line up all the puzzle pieces that he put in there, and it makes more sense. Sort of like if you draw Homer Simpson, he actually put his initials into the drawing of Homer Simpson. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
that was when I was-
100%.
Yeah.
The hairline in his ear. He also had a storyline where he was going to make Krusty the Clown be Homer at night. Like, that's who Homer was actually Krusty. That's why their character designs were exactly the same, except for the hair and the makeup. But he decided to abandon that when he realized he could run with Krusty as a separate entity and do his own thing and create a whole different character arc, which is what he did. Again, I'm a super Simpsons nerd, and I can tell you 100%, he never said Springfield in the show is Oregon.
Okay.
He based it on that, but it's not in the show. It's not Oregon. It does not take place in Oregon. I've been to
The
Oregon.
Simpsons
That is
came
not
out
Oregon.
in 1980, 88 or 89, something like that. It's the longest running cartoon in history, I think.
Longest running primetime show. Oh, it's not primetime, but longest running episodic.
Where did it origin? Where did it originate? Where did it debut? I'm gonna trivia you.
I think Fox.
No.
Yeah, but that's not what I mean. Like in what format did it?
The Simpsons is a spin-off from what show?
Sort of. Spin-off.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a thing called the Tracy Ullman Show. She was this new British actress who was like all these, like she could do all these characters and stuff in her stage presentations. So they tried to figure out a way to make that work. And so the only way to make that work, and rather than be a sitcom, is to have her do these different little skits. And so since she would be this character now and this character now and this character now, to separate that, they would do these interstitials. One of them was about this crazy lady psychiatrist that was kind of funny, and it was okay. Another was about this crazy family, all weird, yellow, bizarrely drawn, very abusive to the kids, and sure enough, that was what took off. The Ullman Show was good, but the Simpsons interstitial, which used cast members from the Tracy Ullman Show, like Dan Castellaneta and Julie Kasner and all these people who still up to their deaths are doing the voices today, they were all cast members on the Tracy Ullman Show. So trust me when I tell you this. Matt Groening never said Simpsons takes place in Oregon. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
So who made the better argument? The people last night that wanted to argue with you or us this morning? Or could it have been us from last week?
Last question, and then I was going to bed a while back. I'm not sure if I asked
It'll
you
have
guys
to
this
be,
one.
Lord, it's time to go. Go, quick, go.
Someone, okay. What was bubble wrap originally intended to be used for?
Spacesuit. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
No one got this right. Bubble wrap originally intended to be used for?
Shipping and packaging.
No, that's nope.
I
don't know who else you're waiting for to take a guess, but that's only the two of us here.
Well, I'm not looking at chat at the moment, so I'm just going to say the answer, which is wallpaper.
Get the fuck out of here. It is not even supposed to be wallpaper.
That's what everything on the internet has told
No,
me.
I believe you that that's just nuts. I wouldn't have ever thought that in a million years. So that's why, like when you were bored, TV wasn't on, internet was down, you just walk over to the wall and start popping away.
In case you got to wear one of those big ass heavy horse blankets in prison, that's what they put on the walls to keep you safe.
Until you pop all of them.
Yeah, well, that's only if they're holding somebody that's OCD in there. Nobody else is going to spend the time.
But yeah, that's the last funny question I have for you guys at the moment.
Oh, you guys in chat rock. I see all you getting the right answer. I see Tracy Ullman, Tracy Ullman. You guys were awesome. I was just playing catch up. Andrew, thank you for always, as always, for hanging out, cutting up with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you popping in.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Guys in chat, thank you, and gals, guys and gals, and cats and dogs, all you guys and gals and cats and dogs, love you all.
Folks.
And thank you all.
I say folks, and you need to interpret it however makes you happiest. Your interpretation is what matters. And when I say folks, interpret away.
If you're in Hawaii, eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken. The cows say, eat more chicken. But we love you guys. We sure miss Zach. Wish Zach could have joined us this morning, and he won't be here Wednesday, and I don't think we're going to see him on Friday either. I suspect it's just going to be next week till we hear from him. So make sure you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you back here on Wednesday morning for more of the IRONWORX. And until that happens, be good, be well, do good, do it well. Don't forget that we love you. Bye-bye.
Love y'all.